Now, he's already won an open show. He's placed well in other open shows. This will be, I believe, the third Arnold Classic that he's competing in. We're about 5 weeks away from the Arnold Classic, Ohio. We got a stacked lineup. My question is, Shaun Clarida, how high can Shaun Clarida place? Now, he's going to be the smallest man on that stage. Shaun Clarida is the smallest man on any stage that he steps on. When he steps on his home stage, the 212, he is the smallest guy. He's the smallest competing bodybuilder out there now. Unless there's somebody in the amateurs. But as far as pros go, he's the smallest guy out there. But that doesn't mean he does not bring a lot to the stage. Now, he's already won an open show. He's placed well in other open shows. This will be, I believe, the third Arnold Classic that he's competing in. So how high can he possibly place in this one? Now, in a video I've done previously when I discussed the bodybuilders I think are going to fall into that top six, Shaun Clarida was there. So right off the bat, I have him beating half the lineup. What about the rest of the lineup? Now, could he conceivably win? Theoretically, he could win. Theoretically, anybody can win, depending on what everybody brings to the stage that day. Theoretically. Realistically, it's not going to happen. Most people have Samson Dowder and Derek Lunsford in that order, pegged as 1 and 2. Shaun not beating Samson Dowder. Now, Derek Lunsford, the last time he stepped on stage against Derek Lunsford is when Shaun lost the 212 title to Derek. And you can still make an argument that Shaun should have held on to that title. It's not the same Derek that beat Shaun back then. It's not the same Shaun either. Does he have a chance of beating Derek? I wouldn't 100% rule it out, but my better judgment would have to say no. Now, the rest of the big guns that Shaun would have to worry about, how is he going to fare against them? You got Akeem Williams, who, aside from Samson Dowder and Andrew Jack, is going to be, he'll be the third biggest man on that stage. You got Andrew Jack, Brandon Curry, who previously I had out of the top six. As you see in my last video, I reevaluated it and I putting him back in the top six. William Bonac, and I think he's a major wild card. He could potentially do a lot of damage. You got Carlos Thomas Jr. I think a lot depends on whether he has issues with his colitis that he's dealing with flaring up, and if he's able to bring in a certain level of conditioning. And those things fall in place. Oh, yeah, he is dangerous. But could Shaun beat all these guys? It's not going to be an easy going, but you know what? Let's take Akeem Williams. Although we've seen the best Akeem Williams we've ever seen in these last few shows that he's competed in. I don't think it's out of the question that Shaun can be Akeem. Akeem doesn't seem to bring in the same package in prejudging as he does in the finals. And if my memory serves me correct, he's going to have less time to make those adjustments because the Arnold Classic, the judging is done in all in one day. It's not a 2-day process. So I definitely can see him beating Akeem Williams. Now, Brandon Curry, who I had out of the top 6, who I now put in the top 6, I think he might be potentially the toughest one for Shaun to beat. Some might argue there's someone else I didn't get to yet who would be a little tougher, but that's a matter of opinion. If Brandon brings in a package better than he did in the last Olympia, if he brings in a package more in line with what he brought in to his Olympia win, but a fuller, drier, grainier package, probably not. But if Brandon doesn't bring it, yes, Shaun Clarida, I've said it over and over again, he's a mini me Ronnie Coleman. He brings in inch for inch more muscle than anybody on the stage. And he's going to be a problem for everybody. So yes, I do think that he can also beat Brandon Curry, given everything fall in place for Shaun. Now, William Bonac is an interesting one because a lot of the qualities that we talk about with Shaun Clarida, William Bonac brought that. Also, William Bonac in his prime probably carried more muscle than anyone else he stood on stage with. And like I said about Shaun, if he was a few inches taller and proportionally bigger, he probably would have been a Mr. Olympia. We've seen him fade, but in his last few appearances, he looks to be rejuvenated. But unless he brings in a really rejuvenated package, him and Shaun Clarida are about the same age. But I think Shaun Clarida held up a little better. I can see Shaun potentially beating William Bonac. That leaves the last of the big guns that I haven't discussed yet. Andrew Jack. Normally, I would say he's not going to beat him. And under different circumstances, I might have Andrew Jack in a solid third place finish. And I've taken flack about it from people on previous videos I made discussing Andrew Jack. But let me also add that for as many people who shitted on me for what I said, the other half of them totally agreed with me. There's something going on in Andrew's arms. That's the way I see it. And a lot of other people see the same. And my thought process is if I see it and other people are seeing it, the judges are going to see it. How they respond to it, we don't know. We have to wait and see. But the judges see it, and the judges respond to it appropriately the way they should. If it's obvious the way it appeared in recent training video we saw with him, the judges should definitely mark him down for that. And under those circumstances, I think Shaun Clarida can even beat Andrew Jack. How I can Shaun Clarida plays? I don't see him winning, and I don't see him coming in second. I do see Samson, as of now, I'm sticking with Samson first, and I don't see anybody else but Derek grabbing up second. Shaun Clarida, if everything falls in place, you know, he looks to be coming in a little bigger than he did previously. That was a problem for him in the Olympia where he lost the title, the 212 title to Keon Pearson. He tried to come in a little bigger, and his stomach was distended, which hurt him a lot. And then in the rematch against Keon, he just took off too much, and he lost his oomph. It looks like he's coming in bigger and fuller, and he doesn't appear to be having any issue with the midsection. Maybe his new coach, Stefan, figured out how to bring in Shaun that much bigger and still maintain that tight waist that he needs to maintain. The way it's looking, I think we're going to see Shaun on stage by time after he weighs in, by time he carbs up and fills out. We're going to probably see him close to about 185 or so, which is, for someone of his stature, really big. Once again, I do see Shaun Clarida potentially placing as high as third. Will it turn out that way? We just got to wait and see. You can agree or disagree with anything I've said. Either way, let me know in the comments section. This is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.